Afternoon, America. Brian James Blim here on to welcome you to my river version of What the Fuck's Up. And so what are we going to talk about today? I want to talk about how Stephen Richer, right? Stephen Richer, an attorney, by the way, how Stephen Richer violated Kari Lake's equal protection and due process of law rights during the 2022 general election, and how he likely violated Arizona law in the administration of that election. Now, I want you to take a look at something really quickly. I'm going to start this by taking a look at one day's worth of entries in Stephen Richer's calendar. So check it out. Boom. All right, now there's a pretty important entry there, right? It says States United, actually organized by a States United individual. And this is Stephen Richer having monthly meetings with a highly partisan left-wing organization whose sole goal and task is to destroy Donald Trump and MAGA wherever they are to be found. Right? Now, our elections, what are our elections supposed to be? They're supposed to be free and fair, and they're supposed to be equally administered. And this is where Stephen Richer and his henchmen at States United violated the Equal Protection of Law Clause to the United States Constitution, the 14th Amendment, and also violated Kari Lake's due process of law rights as a candidate in the state of Arizona. And so basically, what takes place? Stephen Richer and States United have these monthly meetings whereby they're discussing the administration of elections in the state of Arizona, and they have actually invited the campaign of Kari Lake's chief opponent, Katie Hobbs, right? And so if you look at that calendar entry, the very first email in there is the email address for Katie Hobbs, and Katie Hobbs is a, this dog just magically popped out of nowhere. But Katie Hobbs, the email, if you point on that email address, I'll show you. This is exactly where it takes you. Take a look. Now you've seen that. That's Katie Hobbs's governor campaign webpage. That is not the state of Arizona webpage for the office of the governor. That is a campaign website. Why would Stephen Richer invite Katie Hobbs' campaign into Maricopa County election administration? Well, the answer is simple, folks. Stephen Richer had it in for Kari Lake. He sought to destroy Kari Lake, and he wanted Katie Hobbs to win. Same could be said for Adrian Fontes, because he was not invited as Adrian Fontes. He was invited to participate in these elections regarding the administration of our elections under his campaign email address. Imagine if we're talking about the Super Bowl, if we're talking about the World Series, if we're talking about the NBA championships, or even the World Soccer Cup, right? What would be the problem if the referees met with one team in advance of the game and they laid out all the rules on how they were going to administer the election and how they, who they were going to hire, what was all going to take place, folks? What would happen if the referees met with just one team and they didn't tell the other team a single thing about it? This is a violation of Kari Lake's equal protection, also a violation of every MAGA candidate's equal protection, because they were out to get every single one of them. It wasn't just Kari Lake. And so another issue, folks, due process of law, right? We have due process of law. That basically means that there's a process that's written, that's spelled out as to how we follow the law. And so take a look at this statute. This statute was passed in 2021 and signed by Governor Ducey. It is active law in the state of Arizona. Check it out. Okay, so this law basically says it's illegal to take private monies to administer an election or to do anything regarding elections, including voter registration, right? Now, why is this an issue? Well, it's a huge issue because if you look at States United and the work they were doing on behalf of Maricopa County Elections Department and on behalf of Katie Hobbs's Secretary of State running statewide elections, they're making expenditures of money, right, in the administration of Arizona's elections. This is against the law. Okay, so Stephen Richer was virtually running the elections department, or at least his side of the elections department, in an illegal manner that violated the constitutional rights of Kari Lake, violated the constitutional rights of Abe Hamadeh, and violated the constitutional rights of every MAGA candidate on the ballot because their goal was to destroy them. It's a huge problem in every swing state in the United States of America. And so, what we need to do, folks, is we need to hold people accountable. And we need to ensure that these private organizations and their money are removed from our elections because they are completely 100% tainting the process. And so with that, I'm going to say peace.